Good evening, everyone. My name is Steve Chee, class of 2009, CHH class of 2010. When I came to USM, I was at a major crossroads in my life. I had just burnt out from my job as a physician at a community health center, and this was the job that I had envisioned for myself since I was 17. I was frustrated, I was unhappy, I had been diagnosed with a chronic pain syndrome and depression. In my personal life, I had not been able to maintain a long-term relationship. It would be, just a period of time before something would come up, and like Ron and Mary were talking about, I would get triggered and I would push her away. So one of the principles of spiritual psychology that I learned was outer experience is a reflection of inner reality. So I asked myself early in my education, what in the world is my education, is my life reflecting back to me? And I had an epiphany. I realized that in my work, I had been trying to save people who had been marginalized by society. And I saw that I was actually trying to save some part of myself that I had been rejecting. You see, I had always thought that something bad had happened to me as a child. And I say that because prior to coming to USM, one of my most predominant memories was me telling my family members, don't touch me. And I often look sad or unhappy in my photos. So I came to USM, and early in the first year, we were doing a closed eye process, and I had the most amazing experience. I had a memory come back to me, and I was a young child, and I was experiencing the world with utter joy and delight. This shifted everything for me. I stopped looking for what was wrong in my childhood, and I started to see that my childhood, it didn't happen to me. It happened for me. It happened for my growth, for my healing, for my transformation. It was from this place of complete acceptance of my childhood that some of the deeper and more tender memories came forward for my healing. And I share this very intimate thing about myself with you all because I can think of no other program as safe and sacred as USM. And the value that I have received from USM is beyond anything I could have imagined. I remembered and rediscovered what really brings me joy. I remembered that before I had wanted to be a doctor at a community health center, I had always been fascinated with Chinese medicine. I'm now finishing my studies in Chinese medicine, and I'm pioneering with others the integration of Chinese medicine and Western medicine. This chronic pain that I had had for numerous years, using the techniques and the skills that I learned here at USM, I can now tell you all, I'm free from that pain. And as far as my pattern of rejecting love, well, I met the love of my life, who's sitting here this evening, and I met her while I was at USM, and we're engaged to be married. So you'll hear a lot of grads say this, but I can say this from the bottom of my heart. My USM education was truly one of the greatest blessings in my life. Thank you so much for listening.